Many business plans gather dust. They are complex documents. People spend weeks, even months, creating them. Then, they sit on a shelf, forgotten. Why does this happen so often? The truth is, many traditional plans are not built for action. They are often too long, too complicated, and too disconnected from the daily work of the people who need to make them happen. This is a fundamental problem we must address if we want our plans to lead to real success and tangible results in our organizations. We need a different approach, a more dynamic and engaging way to plan our future. One major flaw is the piecemeal approach. Different departments create their own plans. Sales has a plan. Marketing has another. Operations works from a third. These plans often don't talk to each other. They might even conflict. This is like a rowing team where everyone is rowing in a different direction. You won't get very far, will you? Another common issue is deflected focus planning. This happens when plans look good on paper but avoid the tough questions or ignore the brutal facts of the current reality. A good plan must confront reality head-on, with unwavering honesty. Think about a traditional plan. Who writes it? Often it's a small group at the top, or worse, an outside consultant who doesn't truly understand the inner workings of the company. The very people who need to execute the plan, the employees on the front lines, are left out of the process. How can they feel ownership? How can they be inspired by a document they had no hand in creating? This lack of involvement is a critical mistake. It breeds disengagement. It ensures the plan remains an abstract idea, not a shared mission that everyone is committed to achieving together for the company's lasting success. So what's the alternative? We need a plan that is alive, a plan that breathes, a plan that guides daily decisions and actions for everyone in the organization. It must be simple enough for everyone to understand, from the executive suite to the factory floor. It must be inclusive, involving people from all levels of the company in its creation and execution. It must be a tool that empowers your team, not a document that sits in a binder collecting cobwebs. This kind of plan doesn't just outline goals, it ignites passion and commitment across the entire workforce. It becomes the true blueprint for building a great company, brick by brick, decision by decision, every single day. To build a truly powerful business plan, one that drives success, we need 5 essential building blocks. These are not separate little plans existing in isolation. They are interconnected parts of a single, strong foundation for your company's future. Think of them as the vital organs of a healthy body. Each has a distinct role, but all must work together in perfect harmony for overall well-being. The first critical component is your strategic plan. This is the what and the why. It answers the big questions. Where are we going as a company? What is our ultimate destination in the next 3 to 5 years? What core values will guide us on this important journey toward our envisioned future? Next comes the operational plan. If the strategic plan is your destination, the operational plan is your detailed roadmap for the day-to-day journey. It answers the how. How will we achieve our strategic goals? What specific actions will we take each quarter, each month, each week? What processes need to be in place or improved to ensure smooth execution? It translates grand visions into concrete steps that people can understand and act upon. For example, if a strategic goal is to increase customer satisfaction significantly, the operational plan might detail new training programs for customer service staff, or specific improvements to the product delivery system, with clear timelines and responsibilities. The third crucial block is the organizational plan. This is all about your people, the most important asset of any company. It answers the who. Who is responsible for what specific tasks and outcomes? Do we have the right people in the right seats on the bus, doing the right things? What skills do we need in our team to execute our strategic and operational plans effectively and efficiently? This isn't just about drawing an organization chart with names and titles. It's about ensuring you have the talent, the structure, and the culture to support your ambitions and drive performance. A great strategy with a weak team or poor structure will inevitably falter and fail to deliver its promise. These first 3 elements, strategic, operational, and organizational, are deeply intertwined and interdependent. Your strategy dictates the operations needed to bring it to life. Your operations and strategy together determine the kind of organization and team you must build and nurture. You cannot effectively plan one without careful consideration of the others. A significant change in strategy, for instance, will ripple through your operations and your organizational needs, potentially requiring new skills or different team structures. Understanding this interconnectedness is absolutely key to creating a cohesive and robust business plan that actually functions as a practical guide for the entire company. The fourth building block, often overlooked in its full scope, is the resources plan. This answers the critical question: what do we need to make all this happen? Resources include more than just money, though financial capital is certainly important. They encompass human capital, the skills, effort, and time of your people. They include technology, software, equipment, and raw materials. They also cover intellectual property, partnerships, and even the physical space required to operate. A clear resources plan ensures you have anticipated these needs meticulously and have a strategy for acquiring and allocating them effectively. Without adequate resources, even the best strategic, operational, and organizational plans are just wishful thinking. Finally, the fifth essential element, providing a safety net, is the contingency plan. This is your what-if plan, your preparation for the unexpected. Business is inherently unpredictable. Markets shift. New competitors emerge. Supply chains can be disrupted. Unexpected crises can arise, both internal and external. What will you do if things don't go according to Plan A or Plan B? A good contingency plan identifies potential risks, assesses their likelihood and impact, and outlines alternative actions or responses. It shows foresight and builds resilience within the organization. It means you're prepared to adapt and overcome obstacles rather than being derailed by them entirely. Now, how do we bring these 5 elements together effectively into a coherent and actionable whole? Traditional planning often starts with today and tries to project forward, sometimes getting lost in too many possibilities or assumptions. We advocate for a concept called back planning. You start with a crystal clear vision of your desired future state, your specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound strategic goals. Then, you work backward from that future to the present day. What must be true 1 year before you reach that goal? What milestones need to be achieved 3 years before? This method forces clarity and helps identify the critical path, ensuring focus. This back-planning approach fits perfectly with the idea of a 5-page business plan. Forget those 100-page tomes that no one reads or understands fully. A 5-page plan is concise, focused, and immensely powerful because of its clarity. Page 1 could be your strategic overview, your vision, mission, and core long-term goals. Page 2, your key operational initiatives, the major projects and process improvements for the next 12 to 18 months. Page 3, your organizational priorities, key hires, team development, and structural adjustments. Page 4, your critical resource needs and allocation. And Page 5, your core contingency scenarios and response strategies. This simple structure forces integration. A brilliant plan, even a concise 5-page plan developed through rigorous back planning, is utterly useless if it doesn't translate into daily actions and decisions. The true test of any plan is its ability to guide what people do every single day, at every level of the organization. How do we make this crucial conversion from high-level strategic goals to tangible daily activities? It starts by methodically breaking down the big objectives into smaller, manageable components. If a strategic goal is to enter a new geographic market, what does that mean for the sales team today? For the marketing department this week? For product development this month? Each team, and indeed each individual, must see how their work contributes. This is where total employee involvement becomes absolutely critical, not just a pleasant-sounding management theory, but a practical necessity. When employees at all levels understand the company's strategic direction and, crucially, how their specific roles and responsibilities contribute to achieving that direction, they become more engaged, more motivated, and more innovative. They are no longer just cogs in a machine, blindly following orders. They are active participants in achieving a shared vision they help to shape. Involve them in defining the tasks, setting the milestones, and identifying potential challenges that flow from the strategic objectives. Their frontline insights are invaluable. Clear, consistent, and open communication is the lifeblood of an executable plan, ensuring it remains a living document. Everyone in the company must understand the plan, not just be aware of its existence, but grasp its core components, its overarching goals, and precisely their part in making it a reality. Use simple, unambiguous language. Repeat key messages through multiple channels: company-wide meetings, team huddles, internal newsletters, and visual displays. Hold regular sessions to discuss progress, celebrate wins, analyze challenges, and make any necessary adjustments to the plan. Create an environment where questions are encouraged and constructive feedback is both given and welcomed. Finally, a plan without accountability is merely a suggestion, a set of good intentions with no teeth. Accountability means that individuals and teams take genuine ownership of their commitments and the resulting outcomes. This isn't about creating a culture of blame, it's about fostering a culture of responsibility and mutual trust. When goals are clear, quantifiable where possible, and roles are well defined, it's easier to track progress and hold people accountable for their contributions. Regular performance reviews, clear metrics linked to plan objectives, and constructive feedback loops are essential. When everyone knows what is expected of them and understands that their efforts matter and will be recognized, the plan transforms.